Tonight on Nebraska Nightly.
News on Nebraska's girl heavyweight champion.
Plus, a Lincoln man impersonates a high school student.
And a chemical explosion at North Platte's Union Pacific rail yard.
This is Nebraska Nightly.
Live from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Elena Tomish.
And I'm Jackson Atwell. Our top story today, an update on a story that sent shockwaves across Nebraska back in July.
A Lincoln man is accused of impersonating a high school student and sexually assaulting a young teen.
His arrest later left Lincoln Public Schools questioning its enrollment process. 27-year-old Zachary Scheich is still in jail, and as of yesterday, his bond sits at $500,000. A judge Thursday doubled Scheich's bond from $250,000 to $500,000. He would now have to pay $50,000 to get out of the Lancaster County Jail before his trial. This bond increases. It comes with several new charges. Scheich is now facing 15 total felonies with 13 victims listed. Scheich could face life in prison, and he'll appear in court again on September 28th. Pushing the limits with some heavy lifting, that's exactly what a 13-year-old girl from Elkhorn has done. She is a champion weightlifter, and she credits her parents for all her success. Inside the gym, there's some heavy lifting going on, and for 13-year-old Chastity Del Balso, this is light work. Chastity not only lifts, she competes at USA Weightlifting Championships. It's the second time Chastity has competed on a national stage, taking the top honor. Dad/coach CJ Del Balso also says it's an accomplishment he's been preparing her for since she was 4.
I participated in the Youth National Championship. I was 64 plus and 13 under, and I won first place.
Well, it's been a busy week in Lincoln, and Nebraska Nightly's Skyly Nelson has a 1-minute wrap-up for the news.
Welcome to your 1-minute news roundup. I'm Skyly Nelson. Tuesday morning, Assemble Lincoln moved forward with plans for a downtown convention center, requesting for letters of interest for the prospective 5 site locations, including the downtown post office and former Lincoln Journal-Star Printing Center. Governor Jim Pillen returned to Nebraska Tuesday after a week-long Nebraska trade delegation in South Korea and Japan. Lincoln police continue to investigate 2 unrelated shootings that occurred this past weekend. Officers located 2 spent 9mm casings near Cooper Park and 16 spent casings in the alleyway of Antelope Valley and 21st Street. No injuries have been reported in relation to the 2 shootings. The city of Lincoln hosted a Patriot Day event on the steps of the state capitol building Monday. The ceremony paid tribute to those who died in the line of duty in the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Mayor Lyrian Gaylord Baird spoke about the event.
True superheroes are not those whom we watch on the silver screen, but are those Americans among us who rise to meet an extraordinary moment, well aware of the risks they face personally.
That's your 1-minute news roundup for the week. For Nebraska Nightly, I'm Skyly Nelson.
Thank you, Skyly. Precautionary evacuations were issued in Nebraska Thursday after a rail car fire. The fire happened at a Union Pacific rail yard in North Platte following an explosion inside a container. Emergency management officials say the evacuation order was put in place due to the hazardous material perchlorate acid. The fire is now contained and the evacuation order has lifted. No injuries have been reported, but the incident is under investigation. Coming up after the break,
A new COVID-19 booster.
a devastating high school shooting,
And UNL students' thoughts on tomorrow's game, all after the break.
Don't let it happen to other Big Ten schools. Go to saveourdinos.org to learn more.
Welcome back. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention's director signed off on the agency's independent vaccine advisor's recommendation for updated COVID vaccines for all Americans 6-month-old and older. A committee voted 13-1 in favor of the recommendation Tuesday, and later in the day, the director agreed 2 updated mRNA vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna will be available in pharmacies this week. The committee endorsement means the vaccines will be covered by public and private insurance plans. The new vaccines have been updated to fend off current circulating viruses that cause COVID. They're arriving amid a late summer tick up in COVID hospitalizations and deaths.
And tears and shock lingered Thursday in St. Helena Parish, Louisiana, as school officials gave an update on a deadly shooting outside a high school. 1 student was killed and 2 others were injured in Tuesday's shooting. A 14-year-old suspect has been arrested and will face several charges, including aggravated second-degree murder. Students won't be back in class until next week, and Perry Robinson reports the school system is focusing on new security measures.
Leaders gave us little to no new information about that deadly shooting from earlier this week at St. Helena High School, but they did tell us that they are still trying to figure out how and why this shooting happened. 16-year-old Vernon Gordon Jr. was killed and 2 others were hurt after that shooting at St. Helena College and Career Academy. Superintendent Dr. Kelly Joseph got somewhat emotional at the podium as she gave us a bit of background information and how the district plans to move forward. Joseph told us students will not return to school until next Tuesday to give teachers and others more time to mourn and to seek some kind of counseling. One of the biggest takeaways from the press conference is that the school does not have a school resource officer on campus, but leaders told us they are working to add one after what happened. Deputies are refusing to provide any other names or a motive at this time, but they did tell us the alleged 14-year-old gunman will face aggravated second-degree murder charges.
What should have been a routine afternoon dismissal Tuesday at our school turned into a day that has shaken our close-knit community to its core.
There is distress in the community, and we will work with them as long as needed to ensure, to the best of our ability, that their emotional and mental well-being is settled.
The other 2 victims continue to recover from their injuries, and a balloon release in Gordon's honor is set to take place Friday evening. While Hunter Biden was indicted on federal gun charges on Thursday, Special Counsel David Weiss is charging President Joe Biden's son in connection with the handgun he purchased in 2018. The case was originally going to be dismissed without charges under a plea deal, but that agreement with prosecutors fell apart after a federal judge's review this summer. The charges against Hunter Biden involved making false statements on a federal firearms form and illegal possession of a weapon. Prosecutors allege the president's son purchased the firearm while he was under the influence of crack cocaine. Biden's defense attorney is arguing that the plea deal should have prevented the charges from being filed. Meanwhile, it's still possible Hunter Biden could also be indicted on additional income tax-related crimes. If convicted, the president's son could theoretically face as much as 25 years in prison and a $750,000 fine. Legal experts say that harsh sentence is not likely because Hunter Biden would be a first-time offender. Well, the first home football game of 2023 is tomorrow, and I don't know about you, Jackson, but I am so excited to see Memorial filled with fans.
That's totally right. Now that we're in the Matt Rule era, we wanted to see how the students on campus are feeling about this first home game.
Peyton Pollard is there, and how's it going, Peyton?
Well, there is a lot of energy and excitement here in the Student Union today. There are many fans and students anticipating the first home football game of the season. The game is set to start at 6 p.m. tomorrow night at Memorial Stadium. This time tomorrow, this union will be packed with Husker fans in red, awaiting to see how the team does. Nebraska Nightly went out to see students' thoughts of what they think the Huskers will do.
I'm hoping we win since it's the first home game of the season. It would be fun, and especially since there's 2 home games. I don't know if we can pull it off, but I mean, we've been playing well, but we just haven't been pulling off the numbers.
The Husker game tomorrow, we should win. I'd like to see you win after the past 2 games. Great offense. Well, no, not great offense. Great defense. The offense is a little iffy. but the facilities and coach aren't too bad, so I think we're going to win tomorrow.
Well, you know, they're going to try their best, obviously. They might not win, you know, but they'll do their best and obviously give it a good, fair game.
I think it's exciting, first home game for Matt Rule, and I think we win. I just hope that this is the start of something new than previous years.
All of the students that I got to talk to today have such an optimistic attitude about the game tomorrow. I'll see you all there tomorrow night. Go Big Red. I'm Peyton Pollad reporting live for Nebraska Nightly. Back to you at the desk.
Awesome. Thank you, Peyton. Well, Jackson, I just love the energy on game days on campus. Like, I'm so excited for that.
Oh, that is so true. I am so pumped for this game. Got a ticket. I'm going to be there, showing up. I'm a little hesitantly excited for it, but we should win.
I think we'll win. I'm not even worried. Yeah. Coming up after the break, a step into sports and how Husker volleyball is taking national attention again.
Plus, a preview for the upcoming Husker football game tomorrow evening.
And how the Nebraska Attorney's General Office is warning those of fraudulent game day tickets. All after the break.
Of the 40 million tons of plastic waste generated in the U.S. in 2021, only 5% or 2 million tons was recycled. Make sure you do your part in keeping Anderson Hall clean. For more information on recycling statistics, visit epa.gov today.
Welcome back. We are going to step over to all things Husker sports.
That's right. Trey Marler has more. Trey?
Thanks, Eliza. Now, Husker volleyball caught national attention again, coming up at number 5 on the Sports Center Top 10 Wednesday morning. The high-flying Huskers were all over the court Tuesday night looking for their first one over Stanford since 2008, even becoming the top 5 play on Sports Center Top 10 on Wednesday morning from this brilliant play from Lainey Choboy. To the match we go, and it's the Nebraska defense making plays early as Andy Jackson and Lindsey Krause team up for the block. We have a good one early as we are all tied at 6 apiece. Later in the set, it's match point for the Big Red, and Merritt Beeson delivers with the kill. Huskers take set 1 of the night, 25-23. Huskers continue to attack again as Andy Jackson hammers this one home as the Huskers are in full control in set 2, leading the Cardinals 16-10. Set point again for Nebraska, and the serve is long by Stanford as Huskers take the set easily, winning 25-16. Now, Stanford didn't go away as they take set 3, but it wasn't enough as the Huskers go on the road and dominate the Cardinal, winning 3-1. The Jordy Ball homecoming tour is underway after she took the field for the first time since her commitment in June last night. The Huskers held their first inter-squad practice of the fall yesterday, and all eyes were on the 2-time national champion from Papillion La Vista. Now, Ball did not disappoint, going 4 innings in the circle with 7 strikeouts and 0 earned runs, while racking up a hit and an RBI at the plate. But for Ball, for being back home is more about the return for the love of the game.
It's fun. It's just cool to be out on the field together again, and the idea of it was super exciting at first, but now that it's actually happening, it's just really fun, and I don't know, it feels like I'm like 12 again, so it's really cool.
Because she's been there. I mean, she and Lori Sipple are the only 2 players in our organization that have 3 national championships. And so both of them, when they talk, you want to listen.
The Huskers' next inter-squad scrimmage is set for September 21st at 5:30. The start to the Matt Rhule era in Lincoln hasn't quite gone to plan. The Huskers are the only Big Ten team to open with 2 Power 5 road games, which has led to an 0-2 start. But the Huskers are back in Lincoln for the home opener of the Matt Rhule era against Northern Illinois. And as always, 90,000 are expected to be in the seats, and none of this is something Rhule and his team are taking for granted.
For me, as I've told the guys, is, I've worked my whole life. I've waited my whole life to have a chance to step out, at Memorial Stadium and be the head coach of the Huskers. They've worked their whole lives to go out there and get to put on that helmet and go out there and compete and play together. So I'm going to take the field with joy.
A familiar face will be taking snaps for the Northern Illinois Huskies on Saturday. Rocky Lombardi, the former Michigan State Spartan, will be back in Memorial Stadium for the first time since the 9-6 loss in the snow back in 2018. Now the story of Lombardi is nice, and the head man of the Huskies, Thomas Hammock, said that his team is excited for the opportunity.
I'm excited about this week. I think our players are excited about this week. Got some young men from Nebraska on our team who's happy to go back and compete. And I think we will go out there and compete with everything we got. I believe in this team. I believe in the leadership, the maturity of our football team.
The Nebraska Attorney General Office is taking legal action against a local group for selling fraudulent game day tickets. The scandal came to life back in 2022 when the group Influence reportedly advertised a game day experience in a luxury suite with former players' appearances. A portion of the proceeds was supposedly going to charity. This is currently an ongoing investigation, guys.
So crazy, but how about that volleyball game? Dude, I still can't believe it.
I thought it was going to go 5. They came in last year and Lincoln swept them. I was so excited to see it. They're rolling right now at 8-0, so excited to see what they do.
Who knows where that will go, yeah.
Team on Sunday. So.
That is just so cool.
First time since 2008.
First time 2008 they beat Stanford. Super cool deal for awesome. John Cook and the guys.
Yeah. Cool. Well, coming after the break, a look into this week's entertainment in Lincoln.
And how you could see Disney on Ice right here in Capital City. Stick around.
Don't let it happen to other Big Ten schools. Go to saveourdinos.org to learn more.
Of the 40 million tons of plastic waste generated in the U.S. in 2021, only 5% or 2 million tons was recycled. Make sure you do your part in keeping Anderson Hall clean. For more information on recycling statistics, visit epa.gov today.
Well, if you're free this weekend, there might be a few things you want to put on your calendar.
That's right, Elena. Let's hear it from Madeline Fox, our entertainment reporter.
Thanks, Jackson. The Lincoln Airport is hosting a free drive-in movie tonight. They will be playing the award-winning movie Moana, so make sure to bring the whole family out to the Lincoln Airport's green space. There will be food trucks starting at 6 p.m. with the movie to follow around 8:30 p.m. Parking is first come, first served, so make sure to snag your spot. They will also have an area in the front for blankets and lawn chairs if you don't want to sit in your car. You can register on eventbrite.com. If you don't have time to make it to the movie tonight, you can head over to the East Campus Union, where Campus Nightlife is hosting Sea of Red. There will be live music, dancing, a mechanical bull, inflatable axe throwing, and more fun events. The games start at 7 p.m. and last until 10. It's free to any UNL student with an event pass. Disney on Ice is coming to Lincoln this weekend. It's a fun-filled event for the entire family, or something fun to do with your friends. On Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m., you can watch all of your favorite Disney characters at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Tickets range from around $30 to $60. You can find tickets on Ticketmaster.com. Back to you two at the desk.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Maddie. You know, I might have to check out East Campus tonight. It looks pretty fun.
Yes, that's definitely right. I just want to try out that mechanical bull. I think that would be pretty wild. Man.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. This has been Nebraska Nightly. You guys have a great night and go Big Red.